Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff grilled President Trump's nominee to be the Director of National Intelligence, Jay Clayton. At one point, Ossoff asks about the FBI's January raid of Fulton County's election headquarters.
Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid in Georgia earlier this year?
You discussed that with me yesterday in your office.
Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid earlier this year?
You brought it to me, my attention.
What is going
yesterday.
on here? You've said at the beginning of this you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee. I'm asking a very simple question. Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid earlier this year? Yes or no? Are you aware?
I was.
You won't answer that question either.
I just said I was made aware of it by you yesterday.
Your answers lack credibility. Your testimony lacks credibility. You're being evasive and you're not being candid or forthright. And everybody across the country is going to watch this and know that.
Senator Ossoff also went on to ask Clayton who won the 2020 election, a question Ossoff says was not answered directly. That topic and election security more broadly is one we expect the president to focus on in his primetime address to the nation tomorrow night. You can watch that address right here on Atlanta News First and streaming for free on ANF+. Join us when our live coverage begins at 9.